Hi everyone, hope all is well. Parashat Lech Lecha, the start of Bereshit, learning about our Avot. So many amazing lessons. Here's one of them. In the parasha this week, Avraham Avinu tells his wife Sarai, at the time before she was called Sarah, he tells her that when they enter into Mitzrayim, to tell them that you're my sister, not that you're my wife. Imrina Achotiat, Perak Yud Bet, Pasuk Yud Gimel. Tell them you're my sister. Leman yitav li ba'avurech, in order that I shall benefit, they shall do good for me because of you. V'chaitan avshi biglalech, and I shall live through you telling them this. Leman yitav li ba'avurech, they shall do good for me. They shall give me presents. Very interesting. Avraham Avinu is telling Sarai so that he could get presents, he'd get reward. And we saw at the end, he did leave with gold and silver, etc. Later in the parasha, when it talks about Sodom, Avraham Avinu, Perik Yud Daled, Pasuk Chaf Gimel, says, Im yichut v'atzroch nal, even a shoelace, I don't want to take from you. V'lo tomar ani ha'yasharti et Avram. I don't want them to say that you, Sodom, made me rich. And the question is, what's the difference between Mitzrayim and Sodom? Why is it that when it came to Mitzrayim, Avraham Avinu was okay with taking, and he even kind of requested and had the intention for it, whereas Sodom, he didn't even want a shoelace. Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, gives the answer in the name of his father-in-law, Rabbi Avraham Fatal. And he answers in the following way. He says that when congregations would hire a rabbi, there were some congregations that were rich, some were poor. As you actually notice in the Pri Megadim, one of the great Mefarshim on the Shulchan Aruch, when he was writing his Pirush on the Orach Chaim, on Sefer Orach Chaim of the Shulchan Aruch, you can see the Pirush is very small and concise. And Rabbi Ovadia Yosef explains because at the time he was working as a rabbi in a poor community. They didn't have much paper, and paper was expensive, and things were expensive. Therefore, he wrote very condensed, as opposed to his Pirush on Yoredeah, where he got a higher job in a wealthier community. He was able to afford paper, etc. So the story goes where there was a poor community, that hired a rabbi, and they couldn't afford such a salary. And therefore they said, look, we're going to give you a meager salary, but what can we do? And they decided, you know what? Each person that has a trade, we're going to benefit you that way. The butcher's going to send you meat, and the grocer is going to send you fruits and vegetables. And everyone's going to pitch in, so it will complement and give you some benefits. And that's how it went for years and years. When that rabbi moved on, they hired a new rabbi, and this new rabbi came in and said, I want to let you know, I don't want to take a salary. I'm okay without taking a salary. Wow, a wealthy rabbi. Okay, cool. The best deal. Wow, unbelievable. Came the first Shabbat though. Before Shabbat, he saw that no one sent him meat, no one sent him any vegetables, assuming, he's a wealthy guy. He doesn't need all these benefits. So the first Shabbat came and went. The rabbi didn't get any of the extra benefits that were happening for all those years. Second Shabbat came, and before Shabbat, he sent someone to go to the butcher and ask for the meat for the rabbi, like he was doing for all those years. And he went to the grocer and he asked him for the fruits and vegetables for the rabbi, like they were doing for all those years. And that Shabbat, you could just imagine the talk. What? The rabbi, he's not getting a salary, he's wealthy, why does he need our meat? Why does he need our fruits and vegetables, etc.? And it was so difficult for the community to understand this. They came forward to him, the board, and they said, look, Rabbi, I don't get it. You're not taking a salary, so we thought that you could afford your meat and your vegetables, etc. Why did you request this from us? He says, you're right. I could afford it. The only thing is, I'm not going to be a rabbi here forever. And what's going to happen when the new rabbi comes in a few years? That rabbi's not going to get these benefits. You're going to forget about these benefits. And therefore, I'm having in mind for the future rabbi that's going to be coming. Not a bad gimmick, but he was being honest. He was being truthful. And the same thing is with Avraham Avinu, our forefather. Avraham, when he comes to Mitzrayim, he knows Ma'aseh Avot Siman Banim. The children are also going to have an issue in Mitzrayim, and they're going to leave B'Rechush Gadol. They're going to leave with wealth, and therefore he starts the process already earlier. and he takes from Mitzrayim, whereas Sodom, he doesn't want to take anything from Sodom. He knows the end of Sodom. In Sefer Bereshit, there's only 3 mitzvot. Out of 1/5 of our Torah, there's only 3 mitzvot: Pru Urvu, Brit Milah, and Gid Hanasheh. What's the rest of the book for? All the unbelievable stories are lessons for how we should live. Today's lesson, Avraham Avinu, our forefather, thinking about his children, thinking about the next generation. As parents in a school, that's all we think about, our children. And of course, as teachers and Rabbanim in the school, we think the best that we can about the child, about the student. And Be'ezrat Hashem, together with these thoughts, always thinking about how we can make our child better, how we can make our student better, we will see the greatest student, the greatest child that we've ever dreamed of seeing. Shabbat Shalom Mevorach.